Hey guys, welcome back. So in today's video of Just Hack It, we'll be reviewing iFlight XING E Pro 1700 kV motor. And before we proceed, I want to clarify myself that this video hasn't been sponsored by iFlight in any means. So let's get started. Now let's compare the price of these motors. For the price of 3 Emax Eco 2, you can get 4 of these XING E Pro motors. So that's a really nice thing for them. But does it alone makes them the Emax Eco 2 killer motors? So the first thing which I will be showing you guys is the winding. Now they are supposedly using a single stranded winding, and the winding has been done very nicely, unlike the one which is done on Emax Eco 2. And if you're going to compare it with the Emax Eco 2, which I have right over here, you can see the windings on which they are using is a pretty cheap, pathetic and like a mud winding style. Now let's talk about the air gap between these two motors. And if you're gonna be comparing the air gap between the iFlight XING E Pro and that too of Emax Eco 2, the Emax Eco 2 clearly has a win over here, because the air gap on the Emax Eco 2 is very less compared to that of iFlight XING E. But again, you need to ask yourself that question, that if you're really gonna need Emax Eco 2 after using these motors, and also comparing these are Unibell motor design, and also the windings on these motors are really beautiful and they have been executed very nicely. Now let's compare the magnets on these two motors. Now the magnets which iFlight XING E Pro is using is N52H series magnet, while the Emax Eco 2 is using N52SH series magnet. Now does it really make a difference? The simple answer is yes. But does it make a difference for our usage? The simple answer is no, because the difference between these two magnets can be seen at very high temperature, and in case your motor is getting really that hot, then there is something wrong with your motor, and basically the difference between these two motors cannot be seen by a normal user. So yeah, it really doesn't matter. And if you're going to compare the thickness of the magnet on the iFlight XING E, you're going to notice the thickness on the iFlight XING E is much more compared to that of Emax Eco 2, which I have right over here. And other than that, if you're going to compare the air gap, you're going to notice that the air gap is more in the iFlight XING E rather than Emax Eco 2. So basically that's a plus point for Emax Eco 2. Yeah, so that was the quick video on the iFlight XING E Pro. Now the next video will be the flight footage, and I hope you guys like this video. If you really want to support this channel, please consider subscribing, and it really helps me a lot. Thank you guys.